Next week on Thursday, Chapter 31, Banana Bread and Mango Mousse. Mourners approached the widow to express their condolences, shake hands, and embrace her. I hurried over, and David followed directly behind. Standing inches away, I reached out to touch her arm, murmuring, "Gloria." My hand dropped to my side when she turned abruptly away and moved towards her family. Several pairs of eyes bored into me. Maybe she didn't see. A handful of youths, the older grandsons, I supposed, shoveled what was left of the mound of earth into the grave. It didn't rain after all. I hugged my thoughts to myself during the drive back home. David's face was soft with wordless compassion. He kept his eyes fixed on the road. I walked into the house and straight to my writing desk. I picked up the card I purchased that morning and wrote, "Dear Gloria, I thought my heart would burst with sorrow as I watched my best friend being laid to rest, and then I wept for you. I cannot even begin to fathom what it must be like for you to lose the beloved husband that Harold was. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to put my arms around you. I came hurrying up as fast as I possibly could, but just as I reached out to touch your arm, you turned away. I want you to know, Gloria, that my thoughts and prayers have been with you constantly. Over the past fortnight, I have thought a lot about what you and I talked about on that beautiful, breezy summer day, sitting in my garden such a short while ago. I know we will all meet again on another shore. I felt I knew your family so well as they formed a loving, comforting shield about you. You, the children, and the grandchildren were often the main focus of my conversations with Harold. I know you have family and friends with you at this time who love and care for you. Please know, Gloria, that we are supporting you with our love, our thoughts, our sympathy, and our deep sorrow. As I told Harold in my last email a little over 2 weeks ago, may the Master hold you close in his comforting arms. God loves you so much, and I know he will carry you through this dark valley. Take care of yourself. With loving affection, David and Selena. P.S. Thank you for asking Norma to call me. It meant more than you would ever know. I thought I was having a heart attack. I didn't know that grief was the cause of the stabbing pain in my chest. The sun rose on Tuesday morning. The world carried on and took me along with it. I whipped up cream for the mango mousse, assembled the ingredients in a bowl, and put the concoction to set in the fridge. I used the colored glass bowl I had taken to the housewarming party at the Wiseman Dream Home just under a year ago. I prepared several loaves of walnut chocolate chip banana bread for my weekly ladies' Bible study and set one loaf aside for the Wiseman household. The staff enjoyed it, remember? And he asked for the recipe. The digital clock on the stove glowed at just past 9 when I picked up the phone and dialed. Norma's voice came through. "Good morning, Wiseman and Associates." "Norma, it's Selena. I just wanted to say thank you for calling me on Saturday night." "Bright and cheery. Excellent. Good girl." Norma replied cheerfully, "Oh, it was Gloria who remembered you. She told me to call you." Yes, 10 minutes after he died. A tremor crept into my voice. "I feel sad every time I drive by." The response was brisk. "We have to be thankful he's not suffering anymore." "Right, count your blessings." I made an effort to be positive. "Of course, I lost a friend to ALS a short while ago. It was awful towards the end. Harold didn't have to wear a diaper. He wasn't paralyzed. He worked till the very end. Way to go, Pollyanna. Keep playing the glad game. There you go, Norma chirped. I gritted my teeth. You don't get it, do you? I ventured cautiously. What really happened, Norma? I held my breath. He wasn't too well on Thursday. It was his lungs. By Friday, Gloria was concerned and made an appointment for him to be seen by the specialist. You mean he came to work on Friday? I queried. Of course. You know him. I knew him so well. She called later to say they were admitting him, Norma continued. He refused a tracheotomy. I think it was then that reality hit him. He had decided, that he wouldn't have any machine keeping him alive. I remembered Harold looking down at the peg tube protruding from his stomach and saying laconically, "My first appliance." Yes, I know, I interjected. He was definite about that. The pointless platitudes began to irk me. There's nothing more to say, I guess. It was nice knowing you, Norma. I don't suppose we'll meet again, I said. Not unless you come down to the office to visit. Not a chance. Would you please tell Gloria I appreciated her thinking of me? Of course, Norma replied. I was glad to hang up. The conversation was done. It felt as if an immense season in my life had come to a close. I wondered if Harold had left a parting note or message for me. Gloria's sister mentioned in her tribute that he'd written letters to his daughters the previous Saturday morning asking if they thought him a coward for refusing the tracheotomy. Had he left instructions about my file? The pain continued to claw at me. I feared I would have to live with it indefinitely. David walked through the door around 6 o'clock in the evening. He held out a printed sheet of paper. The online death notice from the newspaper. There was no picture. Wiseman, Harold, peacefully, surrounded by his family after a heroic struggle with ALS on Saturday. I couldn't bring myself to read. My husband rushed through his dinner and headed out. The Shiva service, according to the notice handed out at the funeral chapel and the newspaper announcement, was to commence at 7 p.m. The delivery had to be made before that. The ache inside lifted the moment David stepped out of the house, carrying the plastic, film-wrapped bowl and the bag containing the loaf of banana bread. Odd. A sense of release washed over me. I was both puzzled and relieved. To be continued.